My name is Sue Benison. The young people who are coming to the island, there's more club type people than your beer monster types, definitely. People are just not drinking so much beer, they're going out and taking drugs basically. They're coming with their friends and they're coming to have it large, for want of a better expression. But they look smarter in appearance. The only thing I would say, the only disadvantage is that a lot of these people are coming to the island with the wrong attitude. I don't know whether it's, because they're all involved within this club culture thing, that they all feel they have a point to prove and they're trying to express themselves, and I don't know, but I do find that one of the things what does get my back up a lot is people's attitude, and it seems to be getting steadily worse. And I don't know if that's got anything to do with the drug culture or what, but I do wish people that would come to the island would first of all show some respect for the people who are here and for the island itself.
You've obviously seen many changes over the years. Did you notice a sort of big explosion about the 87, 88 year?
Yes, I did indeed. Early on when I first came to the island in 1984, going to clubs like Coup and Amnesia, if anybody was English inside those clubs, you didn't know they were English until you were speaking to them, So what happened around that time of the acid house explosion, we just had an invasion of British people, basically.
Do you find that there's almost this little weird bonding between people who were there?
It was a little family, and it was quite tribal as well, to see that the music had stopped in Amnesia. There was no more music, and everybody was still there, like 2 hours later, stomping their feet and clapping their hands.
And
everyone was dancing to the sound of people stomping their feet. We were like the chosen few, and everybody who you speak to now, if you see anybody from those days, everybody realises that we were very lucky to be here at that time. It was timing, because I don't think there was much else going on, was there really? The music was a bit staid.
I think if we're honest as well, if we're totally honest as well, it was a time where a lot of people also did ecstasy for the first time, and I think it would be lying to say that didn't play a part in it.
But Nicky, when I was going to Amnesia for about 5-6 years, fuelled on San Miguel, never touched any drugs, didn't need any drugs. It was the atmosphere. You didn't need it. It was like a drug in itself,
You got a buzz from seeing everybody else.
Oh, it was amazing. And I mean, I've never seen it since, but the whole club in Amnesia, early morning, the sun's come up, the whole club joining hands. Everybody in the club was touching somebody else. And I had tears rolling down my cheeks. I'd never seen anything like it in my life. I just couldn't believe it. I was overwhelmed completely. And a few other people have said the same thing.
Serious, deep joy here.
We are talking deep joy. We're talking ecstasy, but natural ecstasy.
Ecstasy. Extano. Ecstasy. Extano.
Do you remember, people used to be, the whole old Balearic thing was being able to play off-the-wall records as well as house music.
It was music without frontiers, wasn't it? It was music without any frontiers, any barriers, no limitations. And, of course, the British have a knack of doing it, of pigeonholing things. And it was given the name Balearic.
And now it's just turned into House Nation, and you never hear anything, odd. I can remember, people playing like Bob Marley or,
yeah, exactly. I always remember Alfredo and Amnesia many years ago. Dreadlock Holiday, Bob Marley, but he did play this really obscure hip-hop track. I don't think anybody knew where it was. It was probably a B-side of something. And then he put Nancy Sinatra on, These Boots Are Made for Walking. It was a bass line what got people moving. And everybody was like looking at everyone going, what are we dancing to? But everybody was dancing anyway.
These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Are you ready, Boots? Start walking.
You're listening to Ibiza on Radio 1.
Party Island!
I'm sick. I'm breakfast at 7 o'clock in the afternoon. This Ibiza,
We're sitting here talking to César de Melero, who is one of the original...
César de Melero.
Sorry.
No César, César.
César.
It's difficult, but it's not my, it's my name.
He's been like the resident DJ at Coup for how many years?
From 85. I started in 85 after 2 years in Pacha. So now it's 12 years, 12 summers.
If anybody's entitled to talk about the music on this island, it's you.
I know a little bit about the music in this island. Well, it changed a lot. The music changed. The E start, it's different because in the 85 it was not E. No BPM. We was playing a lot of different kind of European music, Billy Idol, French records, Italian records like Tullio De Piscopo, Primavera, whatever, no? Telephone. I'm busy. I'm sorry. I don't know if the music changed because the stars. No, I don't think it's correct. The music is something. It's parallel, no? When you find your friends in Ibiza in the night, it's so magic, because this is a magic island and people forgot this. You don't need really 6 ecstasies. Ibiza can give you everything to get a nice night with...
The people should bring...
Yeah, but people just want to come and to be 7,000 people like this, like in a stadium. I don't know. It changed a lot, no?
Every time we've been here, it's absolutely having it. It's proper smart in there. Every time we've been, it's been a really good vibe in there. Good night. It's like a great big greenhouse. Do I take ecstasy? Is my mum going to hear this? I'll take anything that's going.
The more important thing to say in the clubs in Ibiza to really change the clubs is the roof. It was without roof, and Amnesia, even Pacha and the Garden, it was without roof. And then when the roof was coming in 85, 86, even in this moment we changed everything because, for example, Amnesia with no roof, it was like being in the country, no? We're really in the country, the stars. Everybody forgot this, but not me.
It's 8 o'clock at night, and I think we'll let you get back with your breakfast.
Yes, okay. This is cold now. My sandwich is cold. Thanks a lot, eh?
Chiquitan, chiquititan, tan, tan, que tumban, pan, que tumban, que tepe, tepe, tan, pam, pan, que tumban, que pin. Chiquitan, chiquititan, tan, tan, que tumban, pan, que tumban, que tepe, tepe, tan, pam, pan, que tumban, que pin. Chiquitan, chiquititan, tan, tan, que tumban, pan, que tumban, que tepe, tepe, tan, pam, pan, que tumban, que pin. Ecstasy, extano, ecstasy, extano. Ecstasy, extano, ecstasy, extano.
And how do you pronounce Ibiza? Is it Ibiza, Ibiza?
Ibiza.
Ibiza.
The Spanish language is a little strong. English language is mellow, but when you see Ibiza, you must say Ibiza.
Chiquitan, chiquititan, tan, tan, que tumban, pan, que tumban, que tepe, tepe, tan, pam, pan, que tumban, que pin. Chiquitan, chiquititan, tan, tan, que tumban, pan, que tumban, que tepe, tepe, tan, pam, pan, que tumban, que pin.
Where I live, it's at the top of a mountain, and it's in a really old paesa house, which is like an old, authentic, beautiful house. Really, really is lovely. And I have skylights in the roof so you can see the stars at night. It's really great. 100-meter walk and you can see the sea. And the coast is just amazing. It's really, really raw nature, really raw nature. I mean, there's nothing been built there. It's totally untouched. And there's a little beach at the bottom and stuff. So this is where I live. And there's a good, warm community here also, really warm. And from all over the world. I mean, Swiss, German, French, Italian. Many, many different people. Catherine Battistesso. I'm a painter and a singer. I do many things. I make sculpture also. I've been here 6 years. It's my 6th year. And 1990 was really laid back. Everybody was really friendly. It was hugging in the street with somebody you don't even know. I mean, this summer of love thing was still drifting on by. And there were some interesting people here also, and you were meeting somebody interesting at least once a week. So it was stimulating and exciting. And there was parties and illegal parties and interesting things. And 91 was okay, 92 was okay. Then it starts getting more and more CD and more drugs and more youngsters coming just to sell drugs. No, I sort of dip my toes in the water over that end occasionally, and it's fun every now and then, but it's not really, because it's such a superficial fun. But I mean, that's the world here. This is the massive world of Ibiza. This is the world that people know about Ibiza that haven't been here and haven't lived here and don't feel it and don't really know what's going on here, because finally this is just the surface. I mean, after the summer there's Ibiza and this is really something else. It's time to work creatively, and many people do that here. Many people have a house here just to come to work creatively, paint, do whatever, and write. Many writers. It really is inspiring, and it's a strong energy without being too energy and hippie things, but it's really like that.
Pasha is definitely the best club in the world that I've ever been to. Just thought it was brilliant. Absolutely amazing. Oh, it's hard to describe. It's sort of like dark wood. There's a lot of dark wood inside and a lot of plants, and it sort of looks quite lush. And they've got dancers on all the podiums wearing the most outrageous costumes. And there's also a man who looks like Captain Birdseye. Yeah. Always there. And he's just like getting everyone going, sitting on the side. He looks about 70 or something.
I always remember seeing one of the original Ibiza characters in Amnesia, an old guy called Nino, and he looked like God.
Papa Smurf.
To me,
as well, wasn't he?
Papa Smurf, Captain Birdseye.
Yeah, that's
but
it.
to me, he looked like God, because when you looked into his eyes, it was like you could just like dive in, and that was it. He had no badness, no bad feeling, no attitude. The guy was like genuinely beautiful, and he expressed himself dancing. Ibiza was full of people like that.
One time by accident I came here and I discovered what I was looking for, this freedom of expression in dancing. Well, this is what's all about, and this is why Ibiza became so popular. It was called the dance capital of the world for some years. And this kind of music gave the possibilities to express yourself in use your body in any possible, no steps, precondition, nothing like that. And it happened here because this island had a tradition of hippie. It was the end of the hippie times, the beginning of the freaky times. And of course, all freaks, transvestites, real crazy characters, all the crazy people in the world, they came here because it's the only place they felt at home.
The likes of myself, Paul Oakenfold and Danny Rampling, we went back to England like salesmen. You know, we went back there trying to recreate that feeling in London, and it started off as a small once-a-month night, and it just snowballed like that. The whole thing went bigger and bigger and bigger, and the whole scene that we know, the whole dance music industry that is out there now, actually, if you siphon it back down, comes down to there.
It was one continuous party. It was on the streets. You thought you were in some sort of a circus here.
This is Havana. The night before the revolution, the Carlos Romero combo placed a symphony for Latin piano, popping corks and blasting bullets. La Habanera dances in the streets, and like every night, Pedro Camacho sells peanuts outside the Tropicana Club.
Pasha's almost like the most consistent club, isn't it?
Something. Pasha is a different story. Pasha is Ibiza. Also, Pasha is a part of Spanish history. Ricardo owns this club for 23 years, and he's gonna die because he knows he is history. Because after Franco came the freedom, and Pasha was a part of this. And he started in Barcelona, and later on here and in Madrid. But it's a part of the freedom of Spain needed after Franco. So it's a part of the living culture, of the history of the living culture of Spain. So this is very important. Pasha is an institution. It's a cathedral of something that happened in Spain. I remember the Beatles, they decided they make some sort of publicity. They wanted to go to India for looking for the truth, looking for paradise on earth, but India was too far away. So they took this island as a hippie island. This is how the trend started.
Ibiza is situated on the cross of ley lines.
There's supposedly 3 ley lines that run through, and the central point is supposed to be the other side of the island, just Agua Blanca, but it's just interesting they're very close. But then the ley line situation, as far as England and Stonehenge is concerned, it doesn't go straight under Stonehenge, it's sort of a kilometre away, so it's always away from the epicentre or whatever.
But it's like this. Now, this is a typical example. You wake up, you feel really, really strange, don't know why. It's just one of those Ibiza days, but it's vibrant. I mean, it's like...
That first trip was, I had found where all the hippies had went from California. I thought they were a dead species, but they had all migrated to Ibiza. It was a place, it was a haven, it was a place where they could go and feel comfortable. They had created like a new world here. And I think the hippie culture certainly had an effect on that evolution into, kind of the cutting edge rock stars coming here. I remember Boy George at the top of his career or fame at Coup. I'll never forget him putting on his parade there, and just the uninhibitedness of all the people that, even in the clubs, it was hard to believe that there was lines in these places at 5 in the morning, Do you really want to hurt me? Do you really want to make me cry?
One thing's for sure, if I hadn't been to Ibiza, I would never have met so many interesting and colourful people from all around the world. One of those is sitting opposite me right now in this port of Ibiza, watching the boats go by. Ulysses from Zurich, he's a promoter, and I first met him when he was working in the bar in Amnesia back there in the good old days, for want of a better word. You must have bumped into quite a few famous faces here over the last few years. Anyone in particular that you remember?
Well, I remember George Michael came and been spending a lot of days in Amnesia when he was touring. The war was done his stop here.
Club Tropicana was filmed here, wasn't it?
Yeah, in Hotel Bikes, Hotel, yeah, that's true, yeah. Grace Jones host, she's crazy. I mean, I remember once we have to pick up her from the floor and take into the car because she was so out of the mind. And
you're lucky she didn't give you a right-hander. I wouldn't want to fight with her, would you? I remember seeing Linda Evangelista here one night.
Yeah, right. Been last year and before last year. And, well, you know yourself, she's always drumming around and walking, but usually have a house here.
We've been talking to a lot of people, and the same sort of a pattern seems to be emerging of how it was, of like a double-edged sword, where people, they have their moans and groans about this place, and they say, "Oh, you remember the old days," but they still love it here. It's still, probably the best place in the world if you like clubbing and like music to go to. It's still nowhere better. Do you agree with that?
It is, really, it is. Even Ibiza is changing, it's going, and they have to,
and it's nice to also watch the new promoters, coming here. I just hope to just see what is real, what is Ibiza, and not to make too commercial. That's just my hope.
Well, if you see Linda Evangelista, tell her I was asking about her.
Okay, I will.
Everybody knows about the Café Del Mar. Everybody's heard about the Café Del Mar. The Café Del Mar used to be a beautiful place where you could sit on a table with a Spanish guy, local, like a paisa, like an Ibicenco. You could sit with a Spaniard from Madrid. You could be with an Italian, a German hippie, an Indian, a North American Indian, like 70-year-old North American. I mean, characters, but crazy people and interesting people, and a writer and a famous singer and an actress, but everybody's sitting at the same bar watching the sunset. You've all got this common interest to see something beautiful. And now it's the last 3 years I wouldn't even go there. I go there if I have to, and if I have to see somebody, but it's a mess. It's really a mess. It's full of English. It's disgusting. Everybody's like passing drugs on the table and running around hiding from the police, and it's just typical. I ain't got any eats, I know where I can score some gear, like this old crap.
When the sunset is coming, you can see the sun slowly down into Conejera, and it's just after to have a hard day or something, it's so relaxing, so you can start a new night in the club. Make it strong.
It's funny when you watch the sunset, it's like it's there, and by the end of the record it's gone. You can literally watch it going down, you see it moving, can't you, Does it move around? Does it start there and ends up there?
Yes, start in the left and go to the end of the summer in the right.
What time will the sunset be tonight?
Tonight I think about 9:20 or a little later. We'll be here.
The proper way to pronounce Ibiza in Ibicenco is Ibiza. And it's spelled E-V-I-S-S-A, Ibiza. Ibicenco, that is.
Ibiza.
You say Ibiza, no Ibiza, please.
Ibiza, not Ibiza.
This is Ibiza on Radio 1.
say your average clubber, your average, shiny skirt wearing Sharon, whatever, how much do you think they bring with them on holiday, for a 2-week holiday?
A lot of them don't realise how much money they need when they arrive. So if they come in with £500 spending money for 2 weeks, that's gone in the first couple of nights.
And then the next week they've got no money.
That's right, yeah. So, yeah.
It's Bocadillos for a week.
But there's a lot of people, as you know, Nicky, who come to the islands year after year, and they know what to expect. And these people are usually doing, I would say, between £800 and £1,000 a week.
Because it's not cheap, just to tell you, it's not cheap anymore. I think it's like a catch-22 because every year the season seems to get shorter.
Yeah.
And so they've got less time to make the same year's worth of money.
That's
and
right.
if you remember, they've got to make a year's money in three months.
That's right. So it's full on basically for everybody who's working here. It's exactly that. But it is, I do think it's starting to get a little bit ridiculous. For example, to pay for a vodka and lemon in Pasha, okay, you're getting 10 times the amount what you would get in your vodka and lemon in Britain, but it's 10 times the price as well, and I really can't say £10 for a vodka and lemon is where that's justified.
Well, I remember when I had my bar in Pasha, it was actually a bottle of vodka would cost about 1,000 pesetas from the cash and carry. Right. So one drink sold from it has paid for it.
And some are all spread out doing their own thing, and obviously trying to live our lives, make some money, and so that we can live in the winter without doing anything else. And it all comes together. In the winter, everybody's happy. It's like a great big family on the islands.
Listen, the Ibicencos call this also. I mean, they've called all this here. They've introduced this to Ireland. They survive from the tourism. So as much as they hate it, they were driving around in Mercedes. They make money from this, and it helps them, and they're the cause of this anyway. It's greed.
Something has to change in Ibiza very fast because it costs so much money. The people who party, they are rich, they have lots of money. They buy clothes from designers. I have only one sec. I came here only to listen to good music, and that's the way it should be, because people should listen to good music, have a good time, enjoy themselves without spending huge amounts of money. And the thing is, they just take advantage of the tourists. Everybody gets ripped off here. Everybody loses money here like nothing.
A billionaire. The kind of man that I adore is the kind of man that gives me more of all the better things in life, that I'm free. Summer by the sea, summer by the sea, summer by the sea. I'm free. Summer by the sea, I'm free.
About the promoters, they only think about, they make parties, English parties, and Renaissance parties or ministry parties. The Ibiza people, the real Ibiza people, he hate the promoter, I don't know, the owner or whatever, because they refuse us. The man is saying, I got this from ministry. I don't care about Ibiza people because I got the English ministry of some. But Carl Coast last year he was playing with 80 people, you know. Carl Coast.
My name's Daniel Gould, I'm a promoter of Clockwork Orange. We're in between the Café Del Mar and the Mambo Bar, looking out to where the sun sets every night. This is where I suppose you'd say that the population of people who are into clubbing in San Antonio come to find out what's going on. There are wars going on out here, because Mondays is Manumission, I love to be. Wednesdays is us, Renaissance. Fridays is Ministry, and Saturdays Up Your Onsen on their own. Thursdays is Cream, Coup, Amnesia and Divine from London are taking them on. Sundays, there's nothing there. You've got Pasha, you've got all the guys from Birmingham up there. So there are wars going on out here, and it has definitely got worse out here. It's got a lot worse.
I used to go away from this island with inspiration. It's almost like now England's trying to tell it what to do.
Yeah,
well,
yeah, it's the English have come en masse and are trying to take over. And I don't think.
Could you imagine if all these Spanish DJs and Spanish promoters turned up in London or Manchester or Liverpool and tried to run clubs?
No, I cannot imagine that. No, I think the worst thing about it is, though, a lot of the promoters who have come to the island have just thought that it's just somewhere where you can come, you can just get on it for as long as you want to, and then leave the island with suitcases full of money. And in the meantime, but having no respect again, not having the respect for the people who are here.
You're spoiling the beauty of the island, and that's what I hate about it, because white buildings, that's what Ibiza's all about, is white buildings to reflect the sun and the old style. And then you've got slap bang in the middle of that some full colour A3 poster from England, which is never going to come off properly. It's always going to be there and spoils the beauty of that building.
Some people I was speaking to yesterday, British club promoters, haven't even been to Ibiza before, and they've got a regular night once a week in one of the top clubs here, and they've never been to Ibiza. Now, how on earth can you put a club night on when you don't even know where you are or what you're doing, and you don't know your audience?
Gone for a little drive up into the country to a little place called Santa Catrudis. Out we get, and like as always with Ibiza, you turn a corner and you bump into someone you know, and that someone you know is Andy Carroll and Nick Warren. Do you think Cream, over here has changed anything in any way?
I'd say it was basically one of the. It kind of like started off a big invasion of super clubs, really, in a way. Leading up to the months here, it's just full of the world and his wife coming out to do a club here.
It is quite funny because last year Cream started out here, and this year we've got Burger King and Pizza Hut and Kentucky Fried Chicken as well.
Correct. Such is the way of the commercial world. The only difference is that Cream isn't American.
No, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Last time I saw you, we were fishing on the Thames, and now we're bumping into you over here in Ibiza. I'm talking to Nick Warren, of course, from Bristol. Bristol's very own and largest and tops.
Thanks very much, mate.
How do you think it's changed?
The one change I've seen really over the past year or maybe 2 years is the fact that whereas in the past, the people like sort of Cream, Manumission, Renaissance, all the super clubs were coming out here then and putting nights on, and they work very well. The thing I've noticed now is that there are so many small clubs from all over the UK are coming out here, and they're going to fail, presuming they can just book any club on the island, large or small, stick a name DJ on the flyer and expect it to be full of a mixed race of people, all the nationalities to turn up. It's just not going to happen. So I'm not worried about the island. I think, okay, maybe this year there's going to be sort of too many promoters out here doing the same thing, but then slowly the ones that don't do it properly, that don't work with the people on the island, will be weeded out, and in a couple of years time it'll sort of come round to like the knowing the good nights, where to go.
There's going to be some red faces at the end of summer.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but cream always rises to the top. Is that what you're saying?
Well, but they put on a good night, and they've got some background. It's not just sort of four lads from some small village in the Midlands sort of sticking on a club night over here and expecting to make some money out of it.
So whereabouts are you staying this year, Andy?
We're staying with El Cid. Certainly not CID, but certainly a legend in his own trouser leg.
Let's go and wake him up.
Okay.
Feel the drums.
A lot of the clubs still at the moment are not full, and we're in peak season now. They're not full. Yes, but Manumission last Monday, I can honestly say in 13 years I've never seen so many people in the place. And Manumission, the reason it's a success is because they put a lot of effort into it. I think they put more into it than what they're getting out of it. And I think the reason they are successful is because they have the right attitude with it.
I'm sitting here with Andy from Manumission, who's one half of the team that put the Monday night at Coup together. People are saying that you're putting something on that's for the island, as opposed to these people who are just coming here to take something from the island. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we came out here with a very different attitude to most of the other English promoters. We came out here because we were amazed at the Ibiza spirit, the Ibizan clubs, and we wanted to be part of that. We never came out here to put on an English club night, and we are not and will never be part of the English invasion. We are here to do an Ibizan party, and by an Ibizan party that means a party for the people of Ibiza and for the tourists that come to Ibiza, and they're not English. There's a lot of English, probably more English than anything else, but there's Spanish, French, German, Dutch, Belgium, Italian, and everyone else. And what we're trying to do is create a melting pot of all nationalities, gay, straight, black, white, and we're trying to break down the barriers and create the highest possible atmosphere inside a venue. It's not about England with the sunshine. It's nothing to do with that. And because we don't impose things on the island, I think we get respect.
One thing that I've been hearing a lot about is some of the acts that you have on the stage.
Well, the classic ones have got to be the guy sat on the toilet peeling potatoes. I mean, the number of letters we've had about that has been phenomenal, and people are constantly asking us, what is the reason? Why is...
There is no reason.
No, that is the reason. It makes the night better.
We're in the Cream Villa. Mine and my girlfriend's villa, which Cream used during the summer months, in Santa Gertrudis, right in the centre of the island. Beautiful little pueblo, little town that we've got down there. Nothing to do with tourism. Very early hippies arrived here in the 70s. Everyone's crashed now. It's late afternoon after the party last night, and everyone's sitting around the pool crashed. We just woke people up. And beyond the swimming pool here, you're looking at Ibiza town, and then beyond that on the horizon is Formentera, the island. Normally I go to bed quite early, but Carl Cox was back. Andy Carroll, who's laughing across the road at me now. Nick Warren, various other photographers and club people. And I've just been woken up by Nicky Holloway about 6 o'clock in the afternoon. What time is it?
It's early. I don't know. I haven't got a clue, actually.
And Carl is still in bed.
I'm just waking him up, actually. He's getting up now, yeah. Well, we're actually just sneaking into Carl Cox's bedroom. He's been up all night. He's had about 2 hours sleep, and he's got this weird sort of fly mesh around his bed, but it doesn't stop people like me getting in. How are you, Carl?
I'm fine.
Where's your voice gone? Did you leave it in the club?
Well, it's been missing for about 4 days in this club.
We all know you're a bit of a dude, Carl. We know that, right? But I've just sneaked into your bedroom and found you sleeping with a pair of Ray-Bans on. Now, in a pair of shades. Now, is that something you do all the time?
Not really, but where I am at the moment is the old sun's blasting in through the windows. So.
For game, set and match, bang to rights there. Carl Cox caught sleeping in his shades.
We love you, Nicky.
He's sleeping with his shades on. Can you believe it?
He swam in the pool all day yesterday with his shades on. He's diving in and coming up with his...
You don't think perhaps he's got a dodgy eye or something? We haven't seen it.
Yeah, probably.
Who are we talking to?
Oh, who are we talking to? It's St. Anson, isn't it?
Been on the island 20 years, seen many changes, some for the better, many changes for the worse last night. I got here in 1976. I was in Barcelona. I looked at the boats. I seen the Z in the name. I got on the boat. And that's the thing that made me come here. I've been here ever since.
Well, because you came here because you like the Z?
The Z in the name of Ibiza, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Andy Carroll earlier on described you as a legend in your own trouser league. Can you explain that?
Can Andy explain that? I don't know. Andy? Not in front of my woman who's washing it, cleaning the dishes at the moment.
Oh, I see you're up now, Coxie, then. You made it.
Yeah, pretty frightening wake-up call.
Where was you playing last night?
I did Amnesia for the first time. I went there about 8 years ago as a punter when we had no roof on it, and it was pretty amazing then. And I've always liked to have worked there. You know, it's just packed. Everybody had a really good time. I think they just made a welcoming change rather than keep going to crew all the time and the passion. People were generally getting into music, getting into the vibe of it.
I don't know about you, Carl, but don't you just love those early morning sessions where it's like the people who are going, and the people who are there, they're going to stay to the last record, and you can sort of experiment, and it's daylight, and it's like, you know, you're all off on a weird tip, and you can actually play around with the music a bit, can't you? Take chances and things that you wouldn't be able to take earlier.
Well, exactly. I mean, for me it was fantastic because I was only really put to do about 2 hours and ended up doing 4. So the last 2 hours was basically really taking them on a special journey. Yeah. They were just into it musically wise, and then for the vibe.
See it on their faces, can't you?
Yeah, well, just light.
We was wondering, actually, we were talking earlier, do you have like a dodgy eye or something? You haven't got like a gammy eye under one or something, you know?
A gammy eye.
No, I just wondered.
No, it's just I've been up for 4 days, and it's kind of a red eye syndrome. So you know, I'm just...
All 3 of them.
Well, I felt like 3 of them after his moonshine yesterday.
Sid, I know it's a hard one, this, but what makes Ibiza unique?
I don't know. It's a feeling about the place. Some people don't like it. Some people do. I mean, everything that I want is here. You know, good restaurants, good nightlife in the winter. You can, I mean, even at 3 o'clock in the morning, you can go out and have a beer if you want. Not so much like England. You know, there's still a freer thing about it. And there's nothing poisonous on the island. There's no snakes. There's no poisonous plants or anything, which is quite unique about places.
So what is that Ibiza feeling? I mean, how would you describe it right now?
That absolute hangover at the moment.
Criollo! Señor! Yo.
Señor. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Santa la noche si son la noche.
Buenas noches.
Santa los días si son de día.
Buenos días.
This is a great island to come for the first time, and I think the people that come over here still feel that it's a very special place. But maybe if you came 10 years ago, you'll feel that it's lost some of the qualities it had at the time.
Ibiza is freedom. It's a magical island that is got a real spirit and a real colour and a real sense of fun and entertainment. But Ibiza will be always the survivor, not the UK superclubs, not us, not anyone else. Ibiza will be the one that pulls through. It's always good for those people who come out the first time, and for all these people that say it's not as good as it used to be. Of course it isn't. It's never as good as the first time.
I always know there'll be a scene in Ibiza. It'll always be here, and even when the masses have gone, the Ibiza people will always be here, and I'll be here.
I love it here.
A little later. We'll be here. I'm sick. And breakfast at 7 o'clock in the afternoon.
I turned around, and where Koo is, they got a glass, and it seemed as though the sun was coming up over the mountains in a mist. And then we came home, and we weren't too great, but we was like happy as could be. And we was coming home, two of us on a motorbike, and we'd been dancing all night, and our tops were hot, so we just took them off, and it was lovely warm sunshine. And we was coming home with the wind rushing through our faces, and I just turned on the motorbike, just turned around to the mate, and I just looked at him, didn't have to say nothing, just smiled and nodded.
Ibiza with a Z, like thorough. Ibiza. No Ibiza, please. No. Ibiza is Z. Z? Sa. Yes. A ver, tell him, Nicky. Ibiza.
Ibiza.
Muy bien, bravo.
I'll say it and you repeat.
In English.
Yeah. Ibiza on Radio 1.
Ibiza on Radio 1
was presented by Nicky Holloway.
Was presented by Nicky Holloway.
And produced by Laura Perfect.
And produced by Laura Perfect.
Good.
Worried about ecstasy or you want more information, call the Radio 1 drug line 0800 110 100. All calls are free and totally confidential.